The investigation into the Delhi blast is now in its third day, with the anti-terror agency, the NIA, the National Investigation Agency, leading it. Let's take you through the latest in the probe. I'm going to take this slowly because there have been a lot of developments that you need to be abreast with. First up, investigators are probing the blast near Delhi's iconic Red Fort, have unearthed a chilling plan. The suspected terror module involving doctors allegedly linked to the Jaish-e-Mohammad had planned blasts at 6 locations in the national capital region on the 6th of December. The date is significant, viewers. This was the day when the Babri Masjid in Ayodhya was demolished in 1992. The suspected terrorists arrested in connection with the blast have said the date was chosen because they wanted to quote-unquote avenge the Babri Masjid demolition. Next, NDTV has accessed more CCTV videos of Dr. Jaish-e-Mohammad, alias Dr. Umar un-Nabi, near a mosque in Old Delhi and driving his car at Connaught Place. There is a timestamp that we will bring to you to show you what time he was at Connaught Place and at what time was he near Red Fort. The next update is in terms of detentions. Umar's brother-in-law, Fahim, has been detained. According to sources, Fahim had parked the car along with an unidentified woman at the Kandawali village in Faridabad. A room in the Al-Falah premises has emerged as a meeting hub for the doctors involved in the blast conspiracy. Dr. Umar and his associates secretly met at building number 17 of the university. Room number 13 in the building belonged to Dr. Muzammil, where the terrorists frequently met. It is in this room, viewers, that the police suspect they had planned to carry out the blasts in Delhi and several parts of Uttar Pradesh. Now, a DNA test has confirmed that Dr. Umar drove the I-20 that exploded near the Red Fort. According to sources, his DNA sample matched 100% with the DNA of his mother and brother. Umar's DNA was matched with his bones, teeth, and pieces of clothing that were found in the I-20 following the blast. Investigators are now on the lookout for a fourth car suspected to be linked to the 10/11 blast in Delhi. It's a Maruti Brezza that they're looking for, suspected to have been used by the accused for recce or for escape. Umar was also in contact with a Turkey-based handler codenamed Okasa. This is according to sources. All those are the developments that we have for you, the latest in the case. And bringing you all those angles are our correspondents on the ground. I have Aditya Rajkol, who's been bringing you all the breaking news on the investigations. Anushka, who's outside that university, the controversial university, where most of these doctors were arrested and had connections with. And we have Akil, who is bringing you again the latest on the investigations. I will go to our reporters in a moment from now, but before that, let's bring you those videos once again. The first video is of Dr. Jaish-e-Mohammad, who was behind the wheels of the white Hyundai I-20 car that exploded near the Red Fort in Delhi on Monday evening. He visited a mosque before carrying out the explosion, is what sources are telling us. CCTV footage dated 10th November, the day of the Delhi blast, shows Umar walking in Turkman Gate area of Old Delhi. He walks straight, turns his head to the right. That is when you can see his face captured on CCTV camera, and then he walks ahead. We now bring you the second video. This is from Connaught Place, caught on CCTV again, where you see the car, the Hyundai I-20 car that Umar was driving. This was at about 2:05 p.m. on the 10th, where you can see Umar driving through Connaught Place. Now I'm going to bring you a map to show you where the areas Umar went through in Delhi on 10/11. The police have mapped the route of the bomber behind the 10/11 Red Fort blast. Dr. Jaish-e-Mohammad, alias Dr. Umar un-Nabi, had traveled across Delhi before the blast on Monday evening, suggest sources, with CCTV cameras spotting him in dozens of places. The police now have stitched the visuals to map the route he had taken after fleeing Faridabad. Dr. Umar has been caught on CCTV cameras at around 50 locations in Delhi, suggesting he had traveled around the city from till about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. In Delhi, he was first spotted in the East District. He then travelled to Ring Road in Central District and then to the North District. He stopped at Ashok Vihar in Northwest District, supposedly for a meal. Sources suggest he then visited a mosque in the Central District. Dr. Umar reached the Red Fort parking area in the North District at 3:19 p.m. While he was roaming in Delhi, the vehicle was also spotted in Connaught Place. We brought you that video. And Mayur Vihar before he parked in the Sunheri Masjid parking lot in Chandni Chowk. It remained parked till 6:30, with reports suggesting that Umar did not leave the car for even a second. The blast ripped through slow-moving traffic around 6:52 p.m. near the Red Fort Metro station. All right, now it's time for an update from all our reporters. I'm going to start with Aditya. Aditya, what's the latest in terms of the investigations? I think the biggest takeaway from all that we've been discussing today is December 6th was the target date. 6 locations in the NCR were on the terror radar. Tell us more about that.
Well, yes, Vedika, the investigations continue in this particular case. Of course, the interrogation of the 15 people who have been arrested till now continues as well. There are more than 24 people who have been detained as well. They are also being investigated and interrogated. Some of the key elements include what NDTV revealed this morning, that it was a 5-phase plan of the Jaish-e-Mohammad doctor module, the syndicate that's been busted by the Jammu and Kashmir police, and now the NIA, the Delhi Police Special Cell, and of course the J&K police and Haryana police taking it forward. The 5-phase plan included recruiting doctors into this new kind of a syndicate and module, because the doctors will not be suspected. Nobody will think that doctors will be involved in any kind of a terror plan of a Jaish-e-Mohammad, that too in a national capital or adjoining areas. Apart from that, trying to collect ammonium nitrate and explosive material, and then collect funding to buy that material, and then doing recce of 6 to 7 locations in Delhi, including Red Fort, India Gate, Gauri Shankar Temple, Connaught Place, and of course Constitution Club. And apart from that, shopping malls that are flooded with people regularly. So they wanted locations in Delhi that could lead to mass casualties. That was the aim of Jaish-e-Mohammad and the doctor syndicate that they had. The 5-phase plan also included striking in August this year, in 2025, immediately after the Operation Sindoor, but the targets were not met due to some technical reasons. They were not able to collect enough ammunition, etc. And then it was delayed to 6 December. Now 6 December is important and relevant because on 6 December is the anniversary of the Babri demolition, and with the Ayodhya temple now being constructed, of course the Jaish-e-Mohammad wanted to strike, because for years together Jaish-e-Mohammad and Masood Azhar both have been trying to do propaganda, terror propaganda, and pledging that there will be action taken against the Indian government, against India, and particularly against Ayodhya for the Babri demolition revenge. So clearly what we are learning from our sources is that the date was postponed to 6 December, but in Naugam the posters were revealed. The J&K police came to know about the CCTV footage, and when it was investigated, of course Adil was arrested. Gradually Muzammil was also arrested, and finally there was a crackdown and the complete syndicate was busted completely. But one key link to this syndicate, Umar, tried to escape, and he managed to escape on that fateful day on Monday morning at around 7 a.m. And then Umar started his journey from Faridabad to Mayur Vihar in Delhi, then further to Connaught Place. We have accessed exclusive CCTV footages, more than 50 CCTV footages that are now being studied and investigated by the police here in Delhi and the NIA as well. What we are learning is that they are trying to piece together the entire sequence of events on Monday, what really happened, what was going through the mind of Omar when he reached finally Red Fort and waited for 3 hours before leaving. Perhaps he was trying to transport the remaining ammonium nitrate and chemicals that were in his car. There were some detonators as well, but the moment he came out, he was near the red light at Subhash Chowk, right behind me, where I'm standing right now outside the Red Fort, and that's where the explosion took place at 6:51 p.m., leading to 13 people now being killed. The death toll has increased, unfortunately. 13 people have been killed in the Delhi bombing, and more than 20 people are injured. It's one of the first such deadly bombings that have happened in India's national capital for the first time in 14 years. So imagine the magnitude of the worry that is for the security agencies and India's security establishment, because this hasn't happened before in the last 14 years. So as of now, the investigations continue in Jammu Kashmir as well. As we continuously broadcast this live coverage and bring the latest, there are 13 places that are being raided across all districts of the Kashmir Valley. This is being led by the CIK, the counterintelligence of the Kashmir J&K police, and there are some arrests that are being made, some material that has been recovered as well. So the entire strategy remains that NIA leads the entire investigation as the elite counter-terror agency, investigative agency, and then J&K police, the Delhi Police Special Cell, the Intelligence Bureau, and the Haryana police take it forward in different levels wherever it is required. So it's likely in the next few hours there could be more arrests, Vedika, and more material that could be recovered, because the worry, Vedika, for the agencies is that there could be more explosive material and perhaps more members of the module who could be out in open.
Aditya, do stay with me. There is some breaking news coming in. So we're being told the fourth car, there was a manhunt for that fourth car. We believe that the fourth car didn't disappear. It was parked at the university, Al-Falah University. It was Shaheen's car. The plan was to use this car to carry out the blast. I have Akil with me and Anushka. Akil, what can you share with us on this update?
Well, absolutely, Vedika. If you see, since the beginning, we have been covering this, and there were crucial piece of information that needs to be put together. And first one is that initially, when the arrest was made from Faridabad, then one car was also recovered, and that car was Swift Desire, in which what we have seen that large amount of explosive materials were recovered from that car. Second car, which was recovered by the Faridabad crime branch police team, was from the very nearby region of that Faridabad, in which what we have seen that EcoSport car was also recovered, and the third car was used in the bomb blast, and the fourth car has already been recovered, which has been identified as a Brezza car. So far 4 different cars have been used in this Dr. Terror module. So right now, if you see, the investigators in this case, NIA has been constantly investigating and basically getting the information from the local police team as well, from the crime branch unit as well. Apart from that, the Delhi Police Special Cell team has also given them some information regarding that, because if you see, the MHA has already formally has transferred this case to the NIA. So now all the arrests will be made under the jurisdiction of the NIA. So right now, more suspects have been questioned so far in this regard. And this very morning, what we have seen that one more person, who is the brother-in-law of the mastermind in this case, the kingpin in this case, Muhammad Umar, has already been nabbed. So he's also being questioned regarding his relationship with Muzammil as well. So right now, if you see, main key conspirators in this case, Dr. Muzammil, Dr. Shaheen, and Dr. Adil Rathar. These are the 3 key conspirators in this case. On all 3 of them are in the police custody right now, and their questioning is still going on with the NIA senior officials.
Also joins us from outside Al-Falah University. Anushka, the details that we have at this point is that the Brezza was also supposed to carry out a blast. What can you tell us about that perspective that we're breaking here on NDTV?
That's right, Vedika. The Brezza car that the police was looking for, it turns out that it was inside the university this whole time. This was Shaheen's car, and she was in fact giving this car to Muzammil quite often. And many times Muzammil was in fact seen driving that car. We're at the Al-Falah University. I'll ask my camera person Panchanan to pan the camera and show you the visuals as well. This is the very university where the car is parked, and it has been said that this car was also in fact being used so that they could transport chemicals and other explosives to different locations. Shaheen had recently bought this car, and this car is right now parked just outside her building. Remember, it was the Swift car of Shaheen herself where the arms and ammunitions were in fact found. And also we are seeing that the other car, that is the Brezza, that the investigating agencies were looking for, is outside the residence of Shaheen. More details have been coming out about Shaheen, that she used to often change the schedule of her class. Also, a computer operator has been detained by the building, and also he was in fact being questioned by the agencies. Right now, Shaheen had in fact asked for a different schedule, and what we have in fact also talked to students off camera, they had said that she used to be absent quite often, and she was not always in a very good mood, is what the students have in fact told NDTV. Now we are seeing that this investigation investigation has picked up pace and several revelations have in fact come in front of us. As the information right now that we are piecing together, it seems that they had a plan B already set in motion, that if any of them will be caught, one of them will be in fact moving to a location with a car full of explosives and orchestrate a blast. That we saw Umar, when he got to know that his colleagues and his accomplices were in fact arrested, he went to Chandni Chowk. He used various locations. He changed his location. He used a dhaba as a hideout place, and after that he went to recce a lot of places. His car went to Mayur Vihar, Connaught Place, and also Sunehri Masjid, and after that he went towards Chandni Chowk. What we are being told is that his target was Jain Mandir, and what some eyewitnesses have in fact also said, that the car was moving when the attack happened. So it could very well have been the Jain Masjid, from where an arm of a person who died in this attack has been recovered today. There were several CCTV footages of those as well. This is the Al Falah University. They had given an official statement yesterday. They had said that the university has distanced itself categorically and have denied that none of the university's assets were in fact being used for this kind of terror activities. They have also said that they are deeply anguished, and there is a possibility of a press conference happening here by the authorities of Al Falah University. But yes, this is the very place where Shaheen and Muzammil used to plan about the blast that in fact happened, and when many of them were caught and detained by the police, Omar, who is the suspect in this case, had carried out this blast all by himself. Over to you.
Anushka, do stay with me. I'm going to come back to you in a moment from now. But for our viewers, we're talking about cars. There are 4 of them really, following the explosion of a white Hyundai i20, which was found destroyed near the blast site. Authorities believe that the suspects used a red EcoSport as a secondary vehicle in the operation. First, the Swift Desire, which was of Dr. Shaheen, which was used by Dr. Muzammil. Remember, that happened when the Faridabad explosives were recovered. That's the first car that was seized from the weapons recovered in it. Second was the white i20, which was used in the blast. Third was a red EcoSport, which has been found in Faridabad. In the latest is a 4th car that has been found parked inside Al Falah University, owned by Shaheen. The original plan, like we said, was to use a Brezza to carry out the blast. The red EcoSport linked to the bomber, Dr. Umar, was seized by the police. The car was found abandoned at a farmhouse. So those are the 4 cars that we're bringing to you in terms of them being used. They were supposed to be carriers. They were supposed to be modes of exit from any site where there was a raid by the police. And that is the story of the cars. But